This video shows you how to use Polynizer. First, find the song you want to analyze. It can be a local file or a YouTube video. Let's start with a file. Tap the folder icon and select the song. The audio will be uploaded to the cloud, processed, and downloaded in a few seconds. Polynizer will then show the notes in a piano roll, those corresponding to white keys in yellow and those corresponding to black keys in orange. The volume of the notes is represented by the intensity of the color. Polynizer estimates the tuning and shows you the frequency of the A note in the upper left corner. But not only that, it also allows you to adjust it. You can set any value between 428 and 452 Hz. You can also transpose the pitch of the song. You can raise or lower it up to 6 semitones. Finally, you can adjust the relative tempo of the song. You can choose any value between 1% and 999%. Insane! One of Polynizer's main features is its ability to recognize chords. All you need to do is indicate the beginning and the end of each one by pressing the keyboard when it starts and releasing it when it ends, as I will show you right now. You can also define chords while the song is paused. Tap the keyboard to mark the beginning or the end of the chord. A small dotted line to the left of the keyboard will show you that you have introduced a mark. Move the piano roll, press the keyboard again, and voila, you've got the chord. The bars above the keyboard show the note's volume at every time. If you swipe left over them within a chord, the bars will show the average volume of the notes along the chord. A second swipe will show the average volume and location of the 12 pitch classes, as well as each relative contribution to the total volume. Swipe right over the bars to return to the previous states. Polynizer shows the chords in staves, the keyboard, and guitar charts, and gives you up to 3 suggestions per chord. The main one is shown next to the staves. If you prefer one of the others, hold it down and that will become the chosen one. If its name is wrong because it uses flats rather than sharps or vice versa, press it once and the name will switch. If none of the suggestions are correct, try moving the beginning or the end of the chord, for some notes might have been left out. Or, if you prefer to insert the chord manually, hold down the main suggested chord and form it yourself. Polynizer offers you 3 levels of chord complexity. The basic level recognizes major, minor, diminished, augmented, and dominant sevenths. The intermediate one, more types of sevenths, and the advanced one, 9ths, 11ths, and 13ths. Polynizer applies a filter to high frequencies to prevent harmonics from being mistakenly recognized as real notes. Depending on the register of the song, you may need to adjust this filter. To do so, hold down the purple triangle and move it left or right to emphasize or de-emphasize high-pitched notes. You can do this with each chord if you like, but you usually only need to do it if the register of the song changes greatly. Although Polynizer might try to recognize the key automatically, let's be honest, there is music for which it doesn't make sense to set a key, so at Polynizer we chose not to do it. However, we allow you to add key signatures manually. To add one, go to the section where you want to place it, usually the beginning of the song, and press any clef to select the tonic. That key signature will apply from the current chord until the next key signature you define. Just like with key signatures, in Polynizer we decided not to try to recognize rhythm, but to focus on pitch. However, you can enter bars manually. Tap on this vertical line at the beginning of the measure and a bar will be entered at the current time. You can do so while the music is playing or when it is paused. However, unlike chord insertion, you don't hold down the bar, just tap it. You can go back and see the inserted bars. If there is a collision between a bar and a note, Polynizer will adjust the bar automatically. However, if doing so causes a collision with another bar or with a note, the bar may be rejected or end up in an undesired place. If this happens, you can manually reposition the bar by holding it down or just delete the bar. Alternatively, you can adjust the width of the score with this control, which sets its horizontal stretch. The higher the value, the greater the stretch, and the lower the chance of collisions. Besides bar lines, Polynizer allows you to insert metrics. To define a starting time signature, move to the beginning of the song, click the placeholders next to the clefs, and pick the desired time signature. To change the metric somewhere else, press the bar and select the metric. Finally, the settings menu allows you to 1. Add an extra play button for the right hand. 2. Define whether you want a continuous or jumping movement of the score. 3. Show measure numbers. 4. Automatically infer a chord every time a bar is inserted. 5. Ignore vibrato and ornamentation notes when inferring chords, which we recommend. 6. Assume perfect fifths when absent, which is very common in certain types of music. 7. Inferring missing thirds from the previous chord. Side note, because in Western music we avoid doubling the third of chords, it is common for the third to have low volume and sometimes is not detected by the algorithm. This option could help to solve the problem. 8. Solve suspensions. In that case, the following chord is used to infer the third. 9. Ignore inversions. 10. Simplify chord names, most often by using slashes, as in the example. 11. Substitute double accidentals with enharmonics. 12. Use symbols such as plus, minus, etc. in chord names, quite common in jazz. 13. Use Roman numeral analysis, common in classical music. However, we clarify that Polynizer uses a simplified version of this notation. 14. Define whether transposition applies only to notation or also to audio. 15. Map recognized notes to playable notes on the piano. If the song has multiple instruments covering a wide range, recognized notes may not be playable with two hands on the piano. This option maps those notes to a playable voicing. And 16. Ignore specific pitch classes. This is useful when the song includes slightly pitched percussion instruments, such as congas or cowbell, whose sound the algorithm might mistakenly identify as notes. The last box sets the current settings as favorites for new songs. Finally, you can have access to a large collection of pre-computed YouTube songs. If the song you are looking for is not available yet, be patient. Our servers are constantly working to extend our collection. We hope you like Polynizer and find it useful. Have fun with it!